it's Jen with Astro 2 Astrology. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are giving our weekly forecast for June 11th, and I'm going to take you all the way through the 18th. So I'm going on vacation this weekend, so not sure if I'll be able to get one up on Monday, but I'm going to do my best to try and do that. I don't have good cell service, but we'll do our best to try and get something up. So today we're going to be talking about everything that's going on this week. Yesterday we had talked on the last video about what's happening on the 11th, which is Pluto going back into Capricorn. Now I apologize because on that video I said it goes retrograde, but it's already been retrograde. It's actually going back into Capricorn, where it came from. So we got Pluto, and it's going to be moving out of the 0 degrees Aquarius. It didn't get very far, going back into Capricorn. So then we have also Mercury going into Gemini. So Mercury into Gemini, that's its home place. That's where it's in its dignity, and that's where it feels most comfortable. Again, this is great for thinking, processing information. Was great for my training today. I started my training with my new employee, and it seemed like the information flowed out of me well and was taken and processed by her pretty well. So far so good. Let's hope this continues. So then we're going to go to the 12th, which is actually today. So we have Venus that is in Taurus, Venus that's in Leo, I'm sorry. And it's really close to, it's about at 6 degrees, and then we have Mars at 13 degrees. So they're getting really close. I think before they actually conjunct, Venus is going to go retrograde. We're going to have a whole video on that. We have a lot of planets going retrograde. So we have, Pluto, of course, and then Saturn also goes retrograde this week. Then we have Venus that's going to be going retrograde very shortly, and we'll have a whole video on that and what to look for with that. So we have Venus, and it's going to be in a quincunx with Saturn. So I don't know if we've talked about a quincunx, but what a quincunx is, it's in a you can't see each other. So we have where's Leo? So we have Venus and Leo down here, and then we have Saturn that's up in Pisces that's about to go retrograde. So if you see that there's not, the 30 degrees or 90 degrees is the square, 180 degrees would be an opposition, 60 degrees would be sextile, and then it would be trined here. So this one, they don't really see each other. So you could feel for this day that you might have a little bit of trouble expressing your feelings, especially with Venus being that, that all things love and, partnerships and balance. You might have a hard time finding that balance because Saturn, again, is kind of like that obstacle that's going to get in the way. So you might want to express yourself in a certain way, but it might be hard to because Saturn is kind of Saturn is unseen. So you have trouble kind of seeing what you want to say, maybe trouble getting the words out. If you ever have, when you're trying to explain something to someone, as I'm kind of doing right now, you have trouble finding the exact word, and you know what it is, and it's right there, but you can't put your finger on it. And this kind of is going to be a little bit of the theme that you might feel this day. Now Venus, it is slowing down a little bit, but it's not going to be in this very long. So if it is that you're feeling a little quiet, that you're feeling a little confused, inability to express stuff, inability to kind of balance things, to kind of get a foundation going, to, get things prioritized, you might have some difficulty with that. But you'll get through it. On the 17th, though, we have Saturn that's going to station and go retrograde. So Saturn is in Pisces, and it's going to start heading back. So we've talked about retrogrades before. So there is, it's at 12 degrees Pisces now. Its pre-shadow period is the period that started before, is when it goes all the way back. So it's actually going to go back to 0 degrees of Pisces. So the last time it was on 0 degrees of Pisces was on March 11th, and that is the time from March 11th until now is the pre-shadow period. So this is all kind of what we're going to be going back in retrospect. Retrograde, retrospect, rethinking, redoing. So that everything that was kind of done within that time, we might be kind of rethinking about. Saturn in Pisces kind of has a lack of boundaries. It's kind of those boundaries that normally Saturn has a really firm grasp on. They might be a little bit blurred. So, you know, the lines are blurred. The foundation might be a little bit, you know, squishy. You know, so during this time, while it's retrograde, you're going to want to kind of rethink your boundaries. You're going to be, you know, restructure things, maybe recreate and restabilize those things that have become a little bit shaky, because Pisces, the water sign, you know, the modern ruler is Neptune. So you think a lot of blurred lines and kind of that smoky, hazy kind of feel, where Saturn is used to being really structured and serious and mature. But these lines are a little bit blurred now. You're going to be kind of going back over them, trying to kind of bring in that, bring everything back from the ether that you kind of let things float off to. You might have a little bit of difficulty committing. Saturn in Pisces, it was good for maybe helping to quit an addiction, or to come to you know, that realization where, you know what, I'm having an issue and I need, you know, Pisces is about, has a lot to do with addiction, you know, maybe alcoholism, you know, drug use, because Pisces loves to kind of not be in reality, to kind of want to see things in their own kind of skewed ways. Saturn can almost, you know, make you see that, you know, you might need to do something about this. And you might need to kind of go back and, you know, if you have been trying to quit, this could be maybe that hitch. Maybe it's, you know, if it's a drinking problem and you know, started to quit when this first went in around the March area during the pre-shadow period, this could be what maybe falls where you fall back a little bit, where you maybe fall off the wagon. So you want to try to keep focus, try to keep plugging on. This is going to be retrograde until November 4th. And then it's going to go to its post-retrograde period. So it's going to go back forward again and station direct on November 4th and start going back. So the post-retrograde period is going to be from 0 degrees of Pisces, where it goes all the way back to, until 12 degrees of Pisces, which is where it is today when it's stationed retrograde. So I hope that all makes sense. I know it does get a little bit confusing. It's going to be in the post-retrograde, so it's kind of like resetting. So after it's in the post-retrograde, after November 4th, you could be resetting everything that this retrograde kind of takes you through. You know, kind of unblurring those lines, reinforcing your foundations, restabilizing your mental state, kind of getting a little bit of a grasp on what you might have lost. And then hopefully by February 7th, when it's getting out of 2024, when it's going out past its retrograde period, you're going to have those foundations back, and you're going to be back on track. Your foundation's going to be laid, and you're going to be building off of that. So, you know, maybe if you did fall off the wagon, maybe if you did have a hitch come in any type of rehab you were doing, it's going to come back. So just give it time, and really, you know this is coming now, so you want to prepare for it and be ready for it, and know that you can get over it. Saturn is about obstacles, and those obstacles might be hard to get through, with Pisces being there and blurring the lines, but you still want to push your way through and really just try and keep focused. Don't let your brain go out into never land. Stay focused, be serious, try and keep that maturity, try and keep that that willpower to just go on. So then that's on the 17th, which is Saturday, and then on Sunday we have the new moon in Gemini. So this is a fun one. So new moons are all about restarts. So just kind of planting a seed and starting something. So when you think of Gemini, so the new moon's going to look something like this. So new moon is what a new moon is it's a conjunction of the sun and the moon, where they come together in a sign, and it kind of starts the whole cycle over again. So they're going to be in Gemini, and the moon's going to boop, 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 come together. They're going to be together, and that's going to be the new moon, and this is going to be on the 18th. So you're going to have new ideas. There is going to be that duality, so coming into sync with one another. So maybe if you had that kind of feeling that you had like a devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, their ideas are going to kind of mesh, and it's going to get started to stop that inner struggle, and to kind of get your ideas in sync with each other, so that you can then start building on this new cycle. Plant that seed of synchronicity and start building on that until you come to culmination in the full moon, which is going to be in Capricorn. Should be next. And then other things about it's got a very twin flamey type theme and a newness to it. So what a twin flame kind of is, it's that mirror image of yourself, or your other self. Maybe your other half. It makes me think of the movie Jerry Maguire, when the famous line is, "You complete me." So it's almost like when you meet that person, he or she is your twin flame. That almost makes you whole. That is your other half that you've been missing. Gemini is about the twins. So if you're missing that other half, there's something imbalanced in Gemini that, this might help bring together. New moons always are a good start to something. So if you meet that person that just kind of like, whoa, we talked, we got along, everything went smooth. Like, I never talked to a person with such ease. It's because, they're almost like a mirror image of yourself. They're kind of reflecting in you what you almost see in yourself and what you want to portray, and they kind of complete that and like mirror it back to you, so that you feel more complete. On the 15th, so going back a couple days, we do have Mercury in Gemini squaring Saturn. Saturn's kind of big this week. It likes kind of making things unstable. This could make you feel worried, overthinking. Sorry to skip back, but totally missed that day. So you think of worst case scenario. So I always, think the worst. This is just me in general. You could start, have this kind of theme. Mercury's a quick moving planet, probably is just going to last a little while. But if you like, one of the things is my kids, for instance, if I reach out to one of my children and I don't hear right back from them, sometimes my mind wanders and, oh my God, were they in a car accident? Was this? Like, I always go worst case scenario. So Mercury squaring Saturn may make you have that overthinking and that worry, that fear, thinking the worst case scenario. But again, you'll get past it. So by the weekend, when when Saturn starts going retrograde, we're kind of like, okay, you know what, this is a little bit much. Everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm not going to go crazy. And then we have the new moon in Gemini with that twin flame, with that that, you know, duality, in that sync, that just feeling in sync with either another person or in your own self. It's going to be a healthy new moon that you can really kind of push through whatever the Saturn retrograde might kind of be inhibiting a little bit. But you want to push through that, use that good balance, that inner peace. Maybe a great time to start doing some meditation. You know, yoga is great for balance, great for being in sync. Maybe if you do couples yoga, maybe you felt out of sync with your partner. So this is a good time to kind of, you know, re-express how you feel. You know, that Venus quincunx to Saturn, it's going to be passed by then. So any of those issues that you've had in expressing yourself, expressing your love for your partner, they're probably going to be kind of going by the wayside. So, you know, with this new moon, you're going to be able to really, you know, tell your feelings, you know, balance things out with one another, and just feel at harmony with each other, or with yourself. If you don't have a partner, you might be having that imbalanced feeling in yourself. So you want to just do some meditation, do some positive affirmations that'll make you feel a little bit better and a little bit more at peace. So that's about all for today. So please subscribe if you like this video or any of my videos, and of course hit the like button. Maybe say what's been happening to you. If you want to leave a comment and let me know, you know, what kind of energies you're starting to feel, what things with the Saturn retrograde that you might be going back on and falling back on this week, for the next few months actually. And then you know, maybe once the 18th comes, next week, you'll be telling me about maybe some kind of twin flame starting to kind of burn, starting to light that fire. So I hope to hear from you. And if you want to get a reading on what all of this might mean to you, or to just get a printout of your chart, I can get that all sent over to you. So contact me at at gmail.com or astrotastrology.net at my website, and you can email direct to me, and I can set you up for a reading, or I can get you just your chart so you can look and follow along and see what I'm talking about. So that's about all I have for this week. So stay tuned on Thursday to go along with our theme that we did with the predictive charts, or we're going to do a chart on, so I'm going on vacation, so I wanted to run a chart on when we're planning on leaving, just to see how it's going to go. So that's going to be on Thursday, so I hope you stay tuned. So make sure you hit the little bell so you'll see when that one comes up, and it should be a lot of fun. So I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.